Hi, welcome to Let's Talk Cruising. I'm Pete from the UK.
And I'm John from the United States.
Hi, John. How's it going?
It is going well. I'll tell you, last night, Pete, we had about 5 inches of beautiful white snow here in the middle of the United States, and I can't think of a better reason to head for the Caribbean.
I totally agree. I'm actually in Buckinghamshire, which is kind of a little bit west of London, so we don't know exactly where that is. And can you believe we've had 2 inches of snow here as well? First
My
snow of the winter.
goodness.
So,
Wow.
yes, let's think about those lovely sunny cruising times. So, John, on the other side of the pond, can you explain exactly what we're going to be talking about today?
Well, I think Let's Talk Cruising is the fun show that's going to just enlighten people of how easy it is to cruise, how much fun you can have, but to navigate some of the little bumps and things that people get a little scared of that really you don't have to be scared of. But I remember my first cruise. I only went on the cruise because one of my kids, I have a whole bunch of kids, Pete, that have come into my life for one reason or another. And this young
Okay.
man got us 2 free tickets on a cruise as part of a business that he was in. It was one of those, the business bought out the whole ship. And
Free.
yeah. So he said, you might as well come along. I've got, 2 tickets to paradise. And so
Wow.
that was the only reason that I went on a cruise.
Well, basically, I've always thought about cruising, but I never did. I hadn't got a clue what I was doing. I really didn't. I didn't know which cruise line to go on, what ship to go on, what deal to have, what time of year, any of those things. So hopefully, this program is going to help people who have never cruised before or who are new to cruising to cruise the right way. Because basically, if you get the right deal, you're going to have the right experience, yeah? But there are so many things to think about. And there's like, which ship do I go on? Which cruise line? Where should the cabin be? I mean, what deal should I have? Should I have a drinks package? Where should I sail from? What time of year should I sail? It's like a minefield. And honestly, John, I hadn't got a clue. I was so naive, I can't tell you. Cruises.
Well, and all of those are really valid questions. And for a first time cruiser, that can be a little overwhelming. And I think if we
Tell
just
me
chat
that.
about it, Pete, we can make it easy for folks to get
Yeah.
the answers that they need, and they will be walking on that ship with some confidence.
Okay, so everyone out there, hopefully the people watching they've never cruised before, yeah? Just imagine myself, John, yeah? I've never cruised before. I'm completely naive. What's the first thing I do? I haven't got a clue.
Well, of course, first of all, and as a disclaimer, I am a licensed United States travel agent. And so,
Okay.
as part of that, just like, if you own a restaurant, you think people should go out and eat. If you're a car salesman, you think they should buy a car. I have a great belief in using a travel agent. We're going to do shows about that, and we'll talk about that. And I know you're kind of a believer of, do the research and do it yourself. And so I guess it's England versus the United States here as we as we talk about that. And
John, it's interesting, John, because you say get a travel agent, yeah? I've actually never cruised with a travel agent. I've always booked direct with a cruise line. So we would do one show talking about the benefits of going through a travel agent or booking direct through a cruise line.
and I'll tell you that, and I'm gonna start off, by telling you I had two friends that I met on the Norwegian Jade 4 or 5 years ago. A couple of gals from
Okay.
Tucson, Arizona, and we just became good friends. And we're determined that we're going to cruise again together, but our schedules have never matched up. And the next fall now are going to be going from Copenhagen to Houston, I believe it is. I'm sure it is.
Hmm.
And they called me up, said, "Okay, here we go, John. You're our travel agent now. What can you do for us?" I made one call to my parent travel agency and said, "Do you have any groups that are already set up to go on that
That's
particular
another show.
cruise?" I'm sorry?
That's another show.
That's
Groups.
another show, but with that, my travel agency, my parent travel agency, already had a group of 50 cabins that were
Okay.
going on that run. I put
Wow.
my couple into one of those 50 cabins that my travel agency parent company had blocked already, and saved them over $900 on the best fare that you could find anywhere on the internet.
There you go. That's another show, John, isn't it?
Worth
But
using
as I
the
said
travel
before,
agent?
what we're trying to do, basically for everyone out there, what we're trying to do on these shows is we're trying to help people who have never cruised before make the right decision. So this is the first show. Hopefully you're enjoying it. All the rest of the shows will be about a specific topic, talking about the advantages and disadvantages about a specific topic. Yeah. So if you're new to cruising and you haven't cruised before, I promise you it's really worth it. I know it's a minefield. I know you're thinking, what do I do? Where do I go? How do I do it? Is it going to cost a fortune? But honestly, if you do the research, you do the right thing, you'll have a wonderful time. And as someone said to me on my first ever cruise, they said to me, Pete, welcome to the first day of the rest of your life. And they're
And
right.
we can, I don't do it, but Pete can even tell you where to get an English breakfast.
I sure can. I know that perfectly well.
At 3 o'clock in the
Okay,
morning,
John.
by the
So,
way.
what would you say? One quick question. What's the biggest mistake people can make when they're booking a cruise for the first time, in your view?
Well, I think probably the biggest mistake is getting the wrong cabin. I think separate from everything else, if
Okay.
excuse me, see the snow, it plugs me up. If you get the
You need a
wrong,
cruise.
I need a cruise. If you get the wrong cabin,
Yeah.
you're going to be in that for 7-10 days, and then you're just going to be unhappy the whole cruise. If you have the right cabin, every other irritation kind of goes away. But to me, the key is you got to pick the right cabin, and that's something that we can advise you on. Your travel agent can advise you on. Your friends can advise you on.
That's
But
another show as well.
another show. But picking the right cabin, I've seen people save $200 by skimping on the cabin, and they come back and they go, and I'm going,
Mm.
I'm telling you, if you'd have had the
But
balcony,
John,
you'd have loved
you
it.
can get some amazing deals. With the Cruise Lines Direct, if you get a cabin, they pick the cabin for you, you can save a load of money. So that's another show, isn't it? I would say, John, thank you for that. I would say the most important thing for me is really doing the research. Don't rush into it. Take your time. Research. Hopefully our programs and our topics that we do, that we talk about, will point you in the right direction, and at least you can then make the right decision.
And it's making the right decision. And another thing that we're going to really talk about, Pete, is you can book a cabin and get a cruise line confirmed ticket about a year and a half out, or you can do it 3 weeks out. And it's which kind of a cruiser are you? I used to be the year and a half planning guy, and now as I've gotten a little older and I'm a little more savvy, you know what? I'm willing to take the risk. I'm looking for deals that are a month and a half out, because if I can get the deal, I'll take it. And if I don't get the deal, But which kind of person are you? Are you the person that has to schedule I'm a nurse at a hospital and I know I get 3 weeks, 10 months from now, and that's got to work for me? Or I'm now retired, and other than I owe Pete doing my show here, other than that, I can leave in 3 weeks and go on a cruise. So which kind of a person are you?
It also depends which side of the pond you're on. Because if you're in the USA, you can literally go to Florida, all the ports in Florida, there's loads of them there, yeah? And you can jump on a cruise last minute. You haven't got to get a flight, yeah? But if you're from the UK, you may get a great deal last minute with the cruise. But if you've got to fly to Florida, you end up paying loads more money with the flight. So it also depends exactly where you are as well.
And this is where it's the planning, it's the weighing of the cost benefit ratio.
It is
all of these things. But the Mediterranean has tons and tons and tons of winter cruises, and you're closer to the Med than I am. So
but it's winter. Do you really want to cruise from Southampton in January if you've never cruised before?
A week ago Thursday, it was minus 40 actual temperature here. Don't talk to me about winter in the Med. Don't you talk to me.
Oh.
Don't you bring that up. So, yes, you're right. You're exactly right. These are all things that you got to weigh and you got to
Yeah.
decide. And, do you hop a flight down to South America?
Mhm.
The ships at winter, or we think of as doing summer someplace, also winter in the summer. So,
Yeah.
these are all things we can find out about.
Well, just to let everyone out there know, we've got so many topics that we're going to talk about each show. We'll talk about all the things we talked about there. We'll talk about which cruise line, we'll talk about which ship, we'll talk about everything. Yeah, we'll talk about all those deals, the benefits of a travel agent, the benefits of booking direct, the benefits of a drinks package. There's so much to go on. So hopefully, everyone out there, thanks for watching Let's Talk Cruising. This is our first show. I'm Pete from the UK with John from the USA. And guys, please, everyone out there, please click the subscribe button below. Yeah, we want you to subscribe with us, because that way you can watch all our shows, and hopefully one day we'll see you on a cruise.